Good afternoon. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about mythical creatures. Mythical creatures are creatures that we hear about in legends and stories. We do not know if they exist. Some people believe, some do not. It is up to you to decide if you believe in these mythical creatures. Chupacabra. Chupacabra is a heavy creature the size of a small bear, with row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail. It is said to live in Puerto Rico, Mexico, Chile, Brazil, California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, and even Oregon. Demon. A demon is a bad or powerful being in many world religions. The word demon has different meanings all over the world, but often there is the idea that they are spirits that live in the place or went with a person. Dragon. The dragon is a legendary creature belonging to the world of mythology, storytelling, and fantasy. There are stories about dragons in Chinese culture, European culture, South American culture, and many others. Dragons can look like dinosaurs and other extinct animals. Because of that, it is easy to think that those animals might have been an example for dragons. A fairy. A fairy is a magical being that flies in the air. They are usually described as small girls or women. Some fairies have certain jobs, such as Tooth Fairy, who gives money or treats under the pillow of small children who have had a tooth fall out. A fairy tale is a story with a plot involving fairies. These stories are usually for children. Gnome. A gnome is an imaginary creature that is like a tiny old man with a beard and pointed hat. In Britain, people sometimes have small statues of gnomes in their gardens. They are known as symbols of good luck. Originally, gnomes were thought to provide protection, especially of buried treasure in the ground. Goblin. Goblin is an ugly creature that is harmful to humans. It is a legendary evil creature described as terrifyingly evil. They are attributed with various abilities, characters, and appearances depending on the story and the country of origin. The Minotaur is a creature in Greek mythology. He is shown as half bull and half man, normally with the head of a bull and body of a man. Minotaur possesses an uncertain amount of superhuman strength. It is a violent, unintelligent creature with instinctive, limiting skills. Myth. Myth is a traditional story, especially one concerning the early history of the people or explaining a supernatural or social phenomenon, and typically involving supernatural beings or events. One-eyed monster. One-eyed monster is a member of the Greco-mythical race of giants with a single eye in the middle of their forehead. The word means round eye. There are two generations of one-eye monsters. Supernatural. Supernatural means extraordinary or something associated with forces we do not understand or cannot be explained by science. The existence of ghosts is something that would be described as supernatural. Werewolf is a mythical monster. It is a human who turns into a wolf-like creature during the full moon. There are characteristics that make werewolves special and that allow a person to tell them apart from real wolves, such as the eyes, shape, and tail. Answer the questions. A typical mythical creature that looks like dinosaurs. It starts with the letter G. Write down the word in your notebook. A magical being that flies in the air and is usually described as a small girl or woman. It starts with the letter F. An imaginary creature that looks like a tiny old man with a beard and pointed hat. It starts with the letter G. Now I'm going to read the answer so you can check yours. Mythical creatures that look like dinosaurs are dragons. A magical being that flies in the air and is usually described as a small girl or woman is a fairy. An imaginary creature that looks like a tiny old man with beard and pointed hat is gnome. Now guess the following words. A legendary evil creature described as terrifyingly evil. It starts with the letter G. A bad or powerful being in many world religions starts with the letter D. A creature with the head of a bull and body of a man starts with the letter M. A heavy creature the size of a small bear with a row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail starts with letter C. A human who turns into a wolf-like creature during the full moon starts with the letter W. Write down your answers in your notebook. Now I'm going to read the answers and you can check yours. A legendary evil creature described as terrifyingly evil is a goblin. A bad or powerful being in many world religions is a demon. A creature with the head of a bull and body of a man is a minotaur. A heavy creature the size of a small bear with row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail is a chupacabra. A human who turns into a wolf-like creature during the full moon is a werewolf. Now answer the following questions. Something associated with forces we do not understand or cannot be explained by science starts with letter S. A giant with a single eye in the middle of their forehead starts with letter O. And the last one, a traditional story explaining a natural or social phenomenon starts with the letter M. Write down your answers in your notebook. Now I'm going to read the answers so you can check yours. Something associated with forces we do not understand or cannot be explained by science is a supernatural. A giant with one single eye in the middle of their forehead is one-eyed monster. And a traditional story explaining a natural or social phenomenon is myth. Well done. For your homework, brainstorm the characteristic of your mythological creature. Think about physical characteristics or appearance, personality, and abilities. Once your brainstorm is complete, you will write a descriptive paragraph about your creature. Make sure to include its appearance, its personality, and its special abilities. Name your new creature, draw your unique mythical creature, and write a short text. Thank you for your attention.